Hello, a day with Caleb back in the pickups corner, the pickups room. Today we are doing something Josh and me, we both did a purge before we went to Knoxville, Tennessee to go to Fanboy, but also to go to McKay's Chattanooga. Unfortunately, RIP Knoxville McKay's location is closed, still closed, not sure. The owner said location, which is the reason why they closed. There were other things, claims of a workers' strike, uh, maybe going on, something, other things. But I do think a big thing was the location of McKay's Knoxville. If you've ever been to McKay's Knoxville, terrible access. There's one little 2-lane street that kind of cuts through there, and you have a lot of traffic that's just going to try and get to the other side where there's a lot of restaurants and shops. Then there's, uh, you know, traffic coming the other way going to the interstate, which is kind of half a mile past McKay's. Then there's traffic trying to get into McKay's, which is a nightmare because there's 2 lanes. They're not stopped. Well, this one going, if you're stopped, is stopped. But the one coming back through doesn't have to stop. So you have to wait till that side of the road is clear, turn in, and then you're also competing with traffic going out, trying to get out as well. And it always has bottleneck there. You always have to wait, uh, not anything crazy, but you definitely have to wait a while for the traffic to clear up. So from that standpoint, I get it. Maybe there was worker dissatisfaction. Maybe there's some underlining causes. Uh, but the owner of that location, I think, had owned it since the beginning. So I'm not sure if there was power struggles or I don't know. But anyway, we're not discussing that fully. We've already gone pretty deep into it, but uh, these are movies that I got from Josh's purge. He also got some from me. We swapped. So let's dive into what I got. We got the Nickelodeon 6-movie collection. That is a really cool 6-movie collection, and some of these already had on DVD. I think I just got Wild Thornberries, but those have since been traded into McKay's. But this is a fantastic set. Barnyard, a really underrated movie. And the series, if you can ever find the series on DVD, it goes for crazy amounts of money. I've never seen it personally out in the wild, but I've seen screenshots of solds and comps for that. Then we have Gumball. I did, let's see, I did have this release already, but then I got 3 new volumes from Josh because I think he got the complete series or something. I forget exactly what happened there. I think so. So that is cool. I love Gumball, the Amazing World of Gumball, and this one has my favorite episode. It's on the cover there, the DVD. Not just because I collect physical media, but it is a hilarious episode. Then we have, this just looked intriguing. I believe that is the Psycho House, which I believe the original is still at Hollywood, the Psycho House. Is this the Psycho House? Because it says Backlot Murders. So does this take place in the Universal Backlot? That's intriguing. It does have Corey Haim, R.I.P. So that's intriguing. Crawl Space just looked interesting. Not sure about the movie, but it just looked intriguing. This has kind of been on my wish list. I don't know why, but The Gate, it again just looks intriguing. That this right here kind of sold it for me. Wanted to check that out. This is an upgrade. Jane Fonda in Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. Such a cool thing, and it has a fold-out little poster, so that's neat. Missed opportunity. I like it when the slip and the artwork are different, just to have art, where the artwork is reversible. Then this, on eBay, this person was selling a bunch of new releases that had just come out. He had Creed 2 on there, a couple others, a Western and something else. I got all three. I'm like, this is an awesome deal. Then get them. I think 2 of the discs are legitimate. One is a repro, so I had to discard that. But the artwork was reprinted on Creed 2. So for the longest time, I've had reprinted artwork for Creed 2. Not Creed 1 or 3, but Creed 2. This is an upgrade from VHS. Caddyshack 2. My favorite Caddyshack. I know the first one is iconic, but this would come on TV all the time. The first one, I guess, didn't really, and then the ending with all the cool courses and stuff, really cool. Then I had this, but it was a printed case. Kevin Sorbo, Hercules himself, in Walking Tall: The Payback. Upgrade from VHS. That is White Sands with Mickey Rourke and William Dafoe. Interesting pairing. Then we have Adam Sandler, Going Overboard. This, Josh said, is kind of like a Japanese Star Wars ripoff, so I had to check it out just to see it. This I have in a set, but I didn't have this on its own. And anything superhero related, like if you think my Mummy variations are like obsessive, the superhero not quite as bad. I don't get anything and everything variation wise, but I do get anything and everything superhero related. So I wanted this on its own because it is a good documentary by PBS. Superheroes, a never-ending battle. Really, really good. It has Cotton, Scream 2, what's his name? Schreiber. I forget his first name. Liev Schreiber. So that's cool. Then I wanted to check this out. Again, I'm not a massive horror guy, but I wanted to check out the Basket Case trilogy, and that's a cool artwork, front cover artwork. This is an upgrade, true romance, written by Quentin Tarantino but directed by Tony Scott. This is a cool upgrade from VHS. Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, and then we have Alan Arkin. Slums of Beverly Hills. You can see Marissa Tomei right there in the background. Life After Beth, which a play on Life After Death. Aubrey Plaza, and then Dane DeHaan from Green Goblin, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Molly Shannon, and then John C. Reilly. That's an interesting one. A Decade Under the Influence. I think this is a documentary about found footage. Then Scary Stories. This is based on the book series, the trilogy Scary Stories, and then they also did a movie based on that. It's not recent, I think 16, 17, 18 maybe. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So, I guess this is a documentary about the books, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it looks like. Decided to check that out. Generations Collection, The Richest Cat in the World. So some Disney. This is a documentary about Narnia, the Narnia Code. Chloe Grace Moretz, Shadow in the Cloud. Summer of '84, not sure if we'll keep or not. That is a killer cover with the milk carton. Summer of '84. We were born May, I guess technically is summer, May of '88. So we were 4 years after this. But I wanted to check it out. Is this a trilogy, right or not? Am I thinking of something else? I wanted to see it. I've yet to see it. There was a lot of hype around it. This was a printed case. Got it, I believe, Netflix. I bought it. You know, you could purchase disc for like $2-3. So we would get a bunch now. Don't regret purchasing, because you could get new releases pretty much a week or two later for like six or maybe eight. But then, like a lot of the older titles, you could get for $2-3. So that is a case upgrade. This is a cool Sherlock Holmes triple feature there. Back to School, I have loose printed case. Lord of Illusions, that is an upgrade from VHS, Clive Barker. The unrated director's cut. Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. Love me some Winnie the Pooh. All about it. Love the series. Love the characters. Just, I do not like that it replaced Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Magic Kingdom, but that's not Pooh's fault, that is Disney's fault. If you were unfamiliar, so there is still currently, unless they decide to replace it, there's a Wild Toads at Disneyland, which was a singular track, meaning you would start and then end. But at Magic Kingdom, there were two sides. So the left track had different scenes from the right track, but I think ultimately you would both end up uh, in the same ending, which is at Disneyland too. But, going off of like, I was 5 or 6 when we rode that, maybe a little older, but I think we were pretty young because I think that was the same year we rode Splash, and we were 4.5, 5. Uh, but you could have a different experience depending on which side of the ride you want to go to. And it's not like Space Mountain where there's different sides of the track and it's a similar thing. These were like whole scenes that were different. Like I don't think they have this in the Disneyland, but in the animated movie, there's a whole scene where they throw knives and stuff in the kind of common room. That was in one of the rides, one of the sides at Magic Kingdom. I don't think that's at Disneyland. Could be mistaken, but anyway, nothing is Pooh. Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is great. Kind of reminds me a lot. People have compared me to Winnie the Pooh. I kind of have that vibe. You could say Winnie the Pooh is kind of like my spirit animal, I guess is what people say. A&E, Hollywood, an empire of their own. Uh, Even though I think there are people sprouting up that are trying to create new Hollywoods. Atlanta was a big uh, uh, nemesis to Hollywood, but I think once Marvel kind of left Atlanta, it hasn't been the same. Documentary about Harry Potter. That's awesome. Disney Animal World. Those are neat. Then what we have 3 more here. Battle Beyond the Stars, Roger Corman. Looks interesting. Then this is a Phantom of the Opera movie I didn't have. Dario Argento. So I see that's probably why Josh had this. Uh, let's see, when 1998. So, I don't go like the monster movies. I don't go to get everyone, but I do have every one of the Phantoms. The Robert Englund one, yes, Freddy. He did Phantom of the Opera. Obviously, Argento. There's several out there. Uh, so that is pretty cool. But that's a interesting array of movies we got from Josh. Thanks, Josh. Shout out to you for purging your collection and letting me add to mine. Even though I did purge a lot of movies this time, uh, a lot more than I thought, because I just purged our last time to McKay's, which was Mabane and Winston-Salem. I wish we could go back there. Those were great stores. I think the McKay's follows me on Instagram, which is awesome. Uh, if you don't follow me, there's links down below to my Instagram account. Uh, like, subscribe, share with a movie lover. Until next time, if you have a sibling that doesn't want movies that you want, work out a deal and keep collecting